Hey guys, welcome to our review of Kamen Rider GO Episode 4. As always, I'm your host, Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have...
Cinder Blaze.
My dude, welcome back. And yeah, we just got done watching this, and I don't know where to place my feelings on this. On one hand, I enjoyed the time I got to spend with, like, him getting the names wrong. They're, like, doing the X8 stuff, but, like, a little jacked up. But then the story of the episode itself wasn't really like... I understood sort of how it played out, or I had enough plot threads to where I like grasped what they were trying to get at, so I kind of understood it, but like it leads us to this very underwhelming spot that the build episode left us in, wherein we had a glimpse of our hero prior, but we didn't get enough time to spend with them to make it feel like it was meaningful.
Yeah, like that's exactly what I was feeling. Like, despite us having like an X8 crossover, we weren't like it wasn't X8. It was the actors who played X8 and Brave just kind of like nonchalantly in a Geo episode, and this didn't feel right. Like Emu kind of like caring for like the patient. We didn't get like much of that, even though they did kind of dance around the idea. There was like some time shenanigans that was like kind of preventing like the fulfilling kind of like end to the episode, because like
Yeah.
despite how much you would shit on X8 about its plot and stuff, they would at least get like the whole Emu consoling the patient thing down
Yeah.
at least. So we didn't really get that as strong as we wanted it to be.
Like I see that there's care placed in this show, because like we get to see bits of another episode, like an episode of that show lead into part of this show. We got to see part of, what is it, episode 2, where they fight the magic guy. And then we got to see last episode sort of bleed into this one, and I don't know, I'm just left hoping that this isn't the case. Part of me thinks that like it's because the person writing it may not have as good of a handle on the previous material, so that maybe a reason why we're not getting too far into their shows, maybe like a base level understanding.
I don't think that would be the case, considering like they probably keep like some consistent writers throughout
No,
the
no, but
break.
this guy wrote Ninja.
Yeah, but I feel like since they're in like the Toku community, they probably would know a little bit about them.
Only, but like I can't imagine they would, right? Because like they wouldn't spend their time with that. Like they've got other things to do, other projects to work on. Like it's not, maybe you can get notes, but like really, if they're working on a big time crunch like these shows normally do, I don't know that you'd have enough time to like pick the brains of each and every one unless you cared a little bit more. And I don't know. To me, the only person that I've seen like really care about like getting it right is Koichi Sakamoto, and like I don't think I've seen it anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
But I am, I don't know. I'm left wondering how much like we're actually going to be seeing of past writers, because
yeah.
it really isn't just the actor. You're missing some of that substance, some of what made it them. And I'm hoping next episode with the Fies characters, we get to really go back to the Fies characters, because Sento, we got a little bit of Sento in there, a little bit of Banjo in there. And I feel like with X8, his actor maybe not as well rounded as Build, so maybe he wasn't able to like fit in a little bit more of the mannerisms, or a bit more of the character things that he would have attributed that
I
to.
feel like a lot of X8 stuff comes more from like the plot and what
Mhm.
actually takes place in the episode. Because
Yeah,
you can't expect him to do stuff like spontaneously. It's not like he has like those weird quirks, or he has like that kind of out
yeah,
there personality like Sento and Banjo did.
But what I'm trying to get at is that like if we have a more seasoned actor, maybe they can like push to make it a little more unique to what their character used to be, if that makes sense. And then, X8's character or like his actor may not have like, pushed for anything more than the script gave him.
I feel like I feel like you're making X8's actor sound a little bit worse. I feel like
Oh, no,
in
no, no,
his
just not as experienced. Maybe, I don't know.
I feel like there's not that much you can do given just like the character effects. If he
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
like if he
But
did try to like act in a certain way, given like the material in this episode, I feel like it wouldn't have fit because that's not
mm,
what Exit is. For Brave, I feel like they did at least get him nailed down because
right,
he's
yeah.
the same because he
hmm
has like that type of like personality we can like get him
hmm
immediately.
But I feel like that's also sort of attributed to like, never mind. I don't know. It's all conjecture, but uh,
Yeah,
the ultimately this episode was a bit weak. Oddly, the Geo stuff, like the king stuff, him wanting to be a king, like maybe I'm just getting used to the stupidity, but it doesn't phase me as much anymore.
yeah, it's something that hasn't really phased me. I'm like, okay, this is where they're gonna take the plot. Let's just see how they do it.
Yeah, yeah.
And like
Like,
that was another point I wanted to make. That kind of relates to how it feels underwhelming that this isn't really like an Xaid Geo crossover type of thing.
mhm.
Probably because it isn't. This is a Geo series, and they wanted to keep it Geo focused. Because
Here's the thing though. You marketed it as such. You
but
marketed it.
it's not a crossover. It is Geo going back into time, you dealing with his problems primarily. So it made sense in that context. Like the focus is primarily on his problems, and I feel like now that they've kind of simplified the way he has to solve his problems, because like that's the whole stupid like build time loop. Oh, I have to go back in time and
Yeah.
get this certain powers. It was really convoluted. It was a lot of information to take in at once,
Mhm.
and now apparently they just dumbed it down to get the writer's powers to beat him,
Yeah.
and that'll solve it.
But like
Like
I wouldn't have a problem with that structure at
if
all.
it wasn't
But
so boring.
little bit of that, but also had you told us from the beginning, had you not hyped it up as like, hey, yeah, guys, they're coming back. It's gonna be great. It's like the characters like. I feel like we were a little bit lied to, if I'm being honest. Like I would have been again, I would have been fine with it had you told us this was what was gonna happen going in.
Yeah, but now that they've kind of like dumbed down their problem of the week, since it's a little bit more simplified, and they don't have to like deal with the shenanigans of,
Mhm.
oh, what kind of time travel shenanigans do I have to do to beat this dude? Because like a lot of like the previous two like arcs, they're like dicking around, not knowing how to beat the enemy, and that is
Yeah.
like wasted most of our screen time. So
Mhm.
if they kind of get that done a lot quicker, then we probably have more time to spend with the other writers and probably more plot threads related to them.
Yeah. I also don't know why we're stuck in the high school setting sometimes. Like I don't understand the point of it.
Uh,
And you could easily like I feel like what that is supposed to like what the purpose of those scenes are like I'm talking primarily last episode, but it's like him recruiting his like, oh, you're my technician, you're my this, you're my that. You could easily just have him going throughout time and meeting people and saying that to the people he meets along the way. You know what I mean?
yeah, but it gives them something to do. Like if he's a student, then it just becomes a little bit easier to plan out whatever he's doing. Because like if you make him, I mean,
But
I
if
guess
you
it could
if
work as a
you
college student as well.
if you untether him from that time, right? Then you could just go directly to the times you need to be at. you don't have to always be going back to 2018.
Yeah,
And I feel like those parts are some of the most like egregiously uninteresting.
it's because Tsukiyomi and Geis are just really bland and just plot fulfilling characters. Like that's
I,
all I get from them.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just really not feel like I don't think this show needs to be tethered to 2018
Yeah, they need to shake up their formula
real quick. And I feel like we're moving towards that with the next episode because we're not taking 2 whole episodes to find out how to get the Forza Rider watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. Anyways, guys, Alex, do you have anything else?
No.
All right, cool. Well, that just about does it for us. If you like this episode, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. And tell us in the comments down below what you thought about this episode. And hey, keep it juicy.
See ya.
You know what? We should probably be talking about our shirts. You know, the translated shirts. Not that one. Not your tank top.
It's fine.
Is it though? We went through all the trouble making